Alright guys, with Ciaccona and the part 2 banner coming out within 30 hours when this video comes out, we're going to be talking about everything coming on who you guys should summon for, starting with Ciaccona. So Ciaccona is a 5-star arrow erosion applier. She's more of a sub DPS, so she'll be the main unit coming out. A lot of people are going to be wanting to get her because she is going to be Carthatia's best teammate, because she applies arrow erosion, but she also can apply spectro frazzle, so she will be good with Zani and Phoebe and stuff. I feel like people should probably get her if they plan on getting Carthatia the most. I'm planning on getting Carthatia, so personally I am going to summon for Ciaccona and her weapon, because her weapon does apply more arrow erosion. Within Ciaccona's kit, I think she applies 5 stacks of arrow erosion. I could be wrong, I'll put it up on screen, but yeah, overall Ciaccona is a very good support unit. She buffs arrow damage by like 100% in her kit, so yeah, she'll be very good with Gion. Alto, funnily enough, gets a really big buff with this. I think Alto is going to benefit a lot from this the most, but I feel like people who like using arrow over will finally have a good reason to use arrow over, because I'm going to be honest, they suck. They're really bad, so Ciaccona might finally be what arrow over needed to be usable, because she can apply arrow erosion and arrow over cannot. So yeah, people are probably going to be summoning for her, because I know a lot of people are going to be getting Carthatia, so there's that. I think out of all the units, she's not a must pull, but she's a 7.5, I'd say, on the pull value, because there's support and there's going to be more arrow units coming out in the future, so there's obviously that. Her weapon's okay. I wouldn't say it's the best gun in the game, but it's a very good gun. It'll be good with Alto, because it applies arrow damage, arrow erosion, and it buffs arrow damage, so there's that too. So I think the weapon will be pretty good on pull value. I'd give it a 6 out of 10. It's not needed for on anything else other than Ciaccona, honestly. It does apply more arrow erosion, so that adds to Ciaccona for Carthatia and arrow over. So yeah, let's move on to the next unit. On to everyone's favorite executioner, we do have Carlotta making her first rerun, which is good because she hasn't been back since her release, and she's my favorite character in the game. She's the reason I started this game. So looking at Carlotta, she does a lot of damage. She's a main DPS Glacio pistol user. She does a lot of damage. She fucking arguably the best DPS in the game right now. She's definitely top 2 in my opinion. She does a lot of damage. She's a single target fucking behemoth. She'll destroy the tower. She'll destroy the tower. She's the best unit in the game for the tower. She's okay in Whimpering Waste. Not the best because she just does single target damage, but you can get the job done. You can clear any content with Carlotta. When she came out, she was the most brain rot character ever. Like, it was like a 5-year-old could play with Carlotta and still like destroy any content in the game, in my opinion. She was that good and easy to use. You will need JJ to be at her maximum potential, in my opinion. JJ supports her a good amount, but you don't really need JJ. If you don't have JJ, you can also use Yang Yang. Yang Yang's really good with her. So yeah, people have done testing with that. Personally, I want to summon for Carlotta. We'll see. I don't know. Ciaccona is my main focus on the banners, but Carlotta I might go for. We'll see. She's definitely, out of all these units coming out, she's probably the best one. And they are making a skin with her for 2.4, the swimsuit skin, so that's a plus. Her weapon, in my opinion, it's the best gun in the game. Does a lot of damage. It can be good on any gun main. So there's that. I think Carlotta's a great unit. She's very free to play friendly. You don't need a lot to use her, and she's easy to use. You don't need JJ to use her. I mean, it's her best support unit, and it allows her to be used at her maximum potential, but again, it's not needed. There's other ways around it. She's good with Brant, funnily enough, which we will talk about later. Yeah, a lot of people use Carlotta. I really would recommend people who don't have a DPS to summon for Carlotta as their main DPS because of how easy she is to use, and for main players, and for new players, I'm sorry. So there's that. Her companion quest was really good, and she's just the best designed character in this whole game. She's my favorite character. I do recommend to summon for her. On the pull value, I'd give her a 9 out of 5 just because of how easy she is to use and her absolute demolition of the tower. So yeah, let's move on to the next unit. The first and only Sentinel Resonator as of right now until Karthapi is released, Jinshi. She is finally getting her second rerun, I believe. Jinshi, when she first came out, she was very good. She's a Spectro main damage broadblade user. When she first came out, she was the best unit in the game. She does very high single target damage. She's just a fucking living nuke. She just does giant nuke damage. Very easy to get her damage numbers up there. I think she's very good still in patches. The problem with Jinshi is there's a lot of other Spectro DPSs competing with her that I think are better, such as Zani and Phoebe. So if you have those two, I don't think Jinshi is going to be really on your priority when summoning on this banner. And the other problem is, Jinshi still doesn't have a premium support unit. Her best support is JJ, who isn't a Spectro unit, so yeah, there's that. JJ supports Jinshi well, but not as well as Carlotta, because she's obviously not a Glacial unit. Jinshi's playstyle is just very heavy nukes, does high single target damage. She's pretty good in TOA in my opinion. Problem is, she does have long animations sometimes, so you will be stuck in an animation for a little bit. She's not very good in Wutheringwaves in my opinion. At least with Carlotta, you could just do okay. The problem with Jinshi is her long animation times. Her story was very peak. If you did the quest, I won't spoil, but if you know, you know. She does have a really good skin. You can run. I've seen some people, instead of running her with JJ, do a Psalm 1 Verena team. With Jinshi, you'll still be able to clear any content in the game. She's still very good, and she'll get better in future patches when her premium support comes out. When a unit's premium support comes out, they get a lot better. So trust me, Jinshi's still really good, and if you have her, she's still very good main DPS for all you Jinshi mains. So yeah, just be patient. I think her pull value on this banner, in my opinion, 6 out of 10, because there are other Spectro DPSs that have come out that are just as good or better in my opinion. If you have Zani or Phoebe, I don't think summoning for Jinshi at all is the best idea, because those two are more than good enough. You can use Jinshi with Spectro over as well, so there's that. Yeah, her weapon is kind of a must when using her. She can use the standard 5-star Broadblade. Not the best, but you will. Jinshi's like one of those units you kind of do need her weapon for. So if you do go for Jinshi, I suggest you also go for her weapon. But yeah, let's move on to the next character. I also forgot to mention Jinshi, with the release of Cantarella, she did get a buff. Cantarella works really good with Jinshi. She supports her nicely. So there's that. So Jinshi does have other options for teammates other than JJ. So if you have Cantarella, I suggest you summon for Jinshi because they work very well together. It's another option. So yeah, there's that. So the next characters we are talking about is Changli and Brant. I feel like it's better to talk about them together because when they're both together on the same team, they make each other feel like brand new units to each other. We're gonna start with Changli. She is mommy, one of the best designed characters in the game, in my opinion. Not up there with, not as good as Carlotta, but she's still fan favorite. Changli on her own, a lot of people will think she is garbage. She's a sword user, main DPS, fusion. She is not the best on her own. A lot of people will feel her gameplay is complicated and hard to use and clunky. She doesn't. I don't know. She's not very good on her own, in my opinion. I've tried it. She's weird. Like, you can make it work, but you need another unit like Brant. So I think on her own, she's not the best unit. A lot of people would rate her on her. If it was on her own, I'd honestly give her like a 2 out of 10. She's not the best on her own, in my opinion. Her weapon, on the other hand, Blazing Brilliance, is the best sword in the game, in my opinion. Works well with any units. It's Rover's best sword. Works good with Sun. Can work well with any sword user in general, in my opinion. Oh yeah, Changli also, she's pretty free-to-play friendly. You don't need her sword. I would get her sword because it's pretty good, almost as good as String Master, but you could use Changli with Emerald of Genesis and she'll perform almost the same. And she is coming out with a swimsuit skin, so there's that. I know a lot of people are going to be getting that skin. I think more than Carlotta, because Changli is. I don't think she's that good on 2 out of 10. Let's talk about Brant though. So Brant is a fusion sub DPS. Brant is very good. He heals, he does damage, he supports. The problem with Brant is he is very reliant on his weapon. If you do want to go for Brant, I suggest you save, because you're going to need his weapon, and to use him at his fullest potential, you're going to need Changli. He is he's not free to play friendly at all. That's like the main issue with Brant. But if you do want to get Brant and Changli together, they elevate each other so much. On his own, Brant's very good. He can do okay damage, and he could do a good supporting role. But the main strength of Brant is with Changli. When they're together, they are arguably the most fun team in the game. They can quick swap. Very good for overworld. The quick swapping, the damage. Brant does everything. He heals, he supports, and he does really good damage. And the quick swapping with Changli, very fun, and it's very effective. That team will clear any content in the game. It's like one of the best teams in the game, in my opinion. So together, Brant and Changli are about a 9 out of 10. Team is not cheap. You will have to invest a lot of resources into getting the team good, because you will have to build both Brant and Changli up, and you'll have to get their weapons if you want to use, especially Brant's. You will have to get Brant's weapon for sure if you do want to use Brant at his full potential. Changli, she'll be fine with Emerald of Genesis, but I suggest a lot of people get her weapon because it is one of the best overall weapons in the game. Yeah, together then a 9 out of 10. They're really fun overworld team. They can clear content really fast. They'll do really good in tower. They do really good in Whimpering Waste. So together, I'd say, yeah, I think it's worth it if you only plan on getting them together. Individually, I wouldn't recommend it. I'd recommend Brant individually though. And the team's gonna get more support in the next update with Lupa coming out. So there's that. Let's move on to the last unit. Alright, so the last unit we're talking about today is Roccia. I honestly think out of every unit on this banner and the other rerun banner, Roccia is the worst unit of this list. She's the worst premium 5-star unit in my opinion. I know a lot of people might get mad at me for that, but she's not very good. She's a Havoc Gauntlet support unit. She's very underwhelming. I'll say the least. At least for me, she's very underwhelming. Her best teammate's Camellia. I've seen people like complain that she's bricked their accounts. She's just supports, and the funny thing is with Camellia, if you have Sanwa at S6, she's better than S1 Roccia. So yeah, I don't think there's a point to get her. She's She's good in Whimpering Waves, but I don't see the point since if you already have Camellia, she's already going to be very good on her own with her acrobatic mode and clearing that, because she just does AoE damage. So I don't think you should summon for Roccia. I think it's a waste of Astrite. Her weapon's okay. It's Zodi's second best choice if you don't have Zodi's main weapon, but overall, Roccia is definitely the worst unit. Like, I don't know why you would summon for her. Unless you really like her design, then go for it, but she doesn't add much value to your account. She just supports a Havoc unit. It's okay. I don't know. Maybe I'm being too negative, but that was it for today's video, guys. So if you guys enjoyed it, like and sub. See you guys in the next one. Let me know how you guys' summon go for Ciaccona, and I wish you all luck. Peace out.
Does the beat take you over? You just can't breathe. Do you feel your bones start to shake? Do you feel the earthquake? Do you feel your bones start to shake? Do you feel the earthquake? Do you feel your bones start to shake? Do you feel the earthquake?